Garage 79 channel, and this here is the cat daddy, Sam. He's my neighbor, I've known him for years. We're just up here hanging out, having a discussion with everybody because I did something yesterday I normally don't do. But first of all, some people have been sending comments asking, Mark, where's Cousin Randy? Cousin Randy met a woman and moved to Bristol, Tennessee. And we haven't seen him for about 4 months, so I don't know what the deal is with that.
I don't know.
Probably keeping him around. It's hard to
lay
tell.
low, I guess.
Yeah, well, maybe she's making him lay low. I don't know. Randy usually gets out and does what he wants to, and looks like that little woman's got him kind of wrapped, you know, or
Might be PW or never know.
yeah, it's hard to tell, you know. But I'm sure Cousin Randy will make an appearance here again before long.
He'll come to his senses.
Yeah, well,
Everybody does, yes.
yeah. Anyhow, yesterday, the cat daddy and I was going down to a little town about 25 miles south of here, Abingdon, and they have a couple of local gun shops there, and they got 22 ammo, and it's reasonably priced, and I called ahead to make sure they had it.
Yep.
So we stopped and looked at both places, Mahoney's and Highland Arms. And Highland Arms used to be Hunter's Paradise here in Chilhowie. But anyhow, stopped at Mahoney's, and we figured, well, we looked around, we figured we'll go on and check out Highland next, and if their ammo prices weren't any better, we'd come back to Mahoney's. Well, anyhow, we got in there, and I figured, well, we're in here, we might as well look at some handguns.
Exactly.
Well, guess what I did? Found the prettiest little 9mm mid-sized or compact, that Canik TP9SF Elite. Beautiful gun.
Beautiful, it is.
I mean, it's got that, I don't call it a gray slide, it's more like a pewter color slide, you know, like if you watch pro football, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers helmet color.
Mm-hmm.
You know, really nice color, and on that black frame that really just set it off, man. And the way that gun felt, it was like part of my hand, you know. And Sam, you held it too.
Felt good, yeah. It was comfortable. It's nice.
Yeah. Now, I know, you know, a person may not shoot the best with the most comfortable feeling gun, but, you know, this thing also had a really good balance to it, you know.
Yeah, it did. Easy.
That gun felt more solidly built than a Glock 19. I mean, and you're not going to find many firearms with a polymer frame that feels more solid than a Glock 19. And they let me try out the trigger a couple of times. Had the best reset of any trigger, you know. It was amazing. Well, I forgot all about the ammo.
That's 2 O's.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to go back down there next week. I told them, you know, I said, well, I don't have the full cash price on it, you know, with me. So laid it away. It was $429. It's going to be $455 with tax, something in that area. So I put half down, and me and Sam went out of there. We didn't have no ammo. But here's the kicker. I got to thinking, I had not researched the first little bit of information about that Canik Elite. And that got to really bother me. Every firearm I've bought, I'll get on YouTube, I'll get on the online gun forums or what have you. I'll research it, I'll read it, hell, I'll read, you know, dozens of pages of reviews. I'll watch dozens of videos, see what's going on, if there's any common problems. The Caniks, so far, the guns that got out, even the ones with the decockers, they really haven't had too many problems.
Mm-hmm.
But the Elite, the only video I saw was James Yeager's introduction to the gun video.
Right.
And that's been it. And that really got me bum puzzled. I'm like, damn, I might have walked in there and bought a friggin' lemon. Well, I got on the on the internet, checked out reviews. They were some not so good. They was one medium, and then there were a few that were pretty good. Now, Such 00 did a video. It was more of an introduction and overview, and he did some shooting with it. No problems, no malfunctions. Mr. Guns and Gear, I think he had 2 malfunctions during his video, but he put quite a few rounds through it.
Yeah.
And one of those malfunctions was limp wristing, because he was in what do you call it? He was laying forward on the ground and had the end of the gun up on like a rifle rest.
Right.
He was seeing what kind of groups he could get, and he wasn't holding on to it. So, you know, a lot of those semi-autos will, you know, you limp wrist it, you'll have a malfunction.
Yeah.
And then Honest Outlaw Reviews, 1776 or bust. It was one of those two. They removed the slide and showed the little, where the slide lever catch is, that little wire or piece right there, instead of down where the catch lever is, it was sticking up. Stuff like that happens, you know. Usually I don't buy a firearm unless it's been on the market 6 months to a year.
That's true.
But in this case, the gun, you know, it was like, they say love is blind, you know. You'll fall in love with a woman, you know, sometimes just by the way she looks or handles herself before you get to know her.
Exactly.
That's right. That's been the downfall of most men.
Hallelujah.
A pretty face will screw you up every time. You got to get to know them first.
Yeah.
Anyhow, you know, but when we held that gun in our hand, it was like holding the perfect set of Hooters in your hand.
It sure was.
You don't want to ask her what her hopes and dreams are. You don't want to ask her what her future is or whatever. You just want to hold them things.
With a good grip.
That's exactly right. Like at Canik.
Well, that's right.
Or as the Turkish pronounce it, Canik. It's a gun made in Turkey.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but
Yeah.
I do now.
Well, you know, a lot of people on YouTube here have a problem. Since it's made in Turkey, they talk about, you know, Islamic terrorism or whatever. Every country has their ne'er-do-wells or misanthropics or miscontents or whatever.
Yeah.
Or they're just flat out unsatisfied assholes that wants everything their damn way.
Yeah.
You know, even here in the United States, we have people like that.
Oh yeah, all over.
Yeah, but, you know, when I was in the service, I met Turkish soldiers, good people.
Yeah.
And I would have no problem fighting alongside of them. You know, that's my take on that, you know, so
Yeah.
I'm not going to say no more about that. But the gist of this video is, do your research before you buy anything. You know, I did the research on that John Deere lawnmower sitting over there. On a, you know, if you even buy something like a kerosene heater, a new power tool or something, do your research, come here to YouTube, go to online forums or whatever, even if you're researching a vehicle or whatever, research it first, then make your decision, then make your purchase. But this is, I've only did this one time, buying a firearm without doing research, and that was the M&P Shield. First one I owned, and I ended up doing a video about it called I Owned an M&P Shield for 6 minutes, which I sold it to my niece's husband, George, up on the Maryland coast.
Yeah.
You know, but he hasn't had no problem with it. I guess you could call this an impulse buy. But from what I've seen on the videos, the Canik TP9SF Elite is a gun that has to be broken in. Now, they say Glocks or M&Ps are ready to go right out of the box. Well, on these Gen 4 Glocks, especially the 9mm and the 45 ACP models, you got that erratic ejection. But after 600 or 700 rounds, maybe more than that, it kind of seems to level out and does all right. The same with that Canik Elite. But I didn't see, on all the videos I watched, none of the spent shell casings were injected back on a pacer head. They were just maybe barely clearing the arm or whatever. Some going to 2 o'clock, some to 3, some to 4.
Hey,
Worked out just fine. But it seems to me, my take on it, it's a gun that needs to be broke in. But back to the subject at hand, do the research, people. Just take that extra time a day to see what something's all about. See if there's any common problems people are having with the firearm. At least you'll know a little bit about what you're getting into.
right.
Might not have a damn problem in the world.
Well, you can give an update. You know.
Well,
you know,
yeah.
a few times.
Well, yeah, when I do videos about a firearm, I'll do an initial review.
Exactly right.
And then later I'll come back with an update, something like that.
You've opinion on.
Yeah. You know, you might be like Sam and his Rolling Rock here, and I'll have a bit of problem in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know.
Turn it up.
Yeah, but, you know, do your research. You know, leave no stone unturned. You might be happy with what you find, and then again, you might be happy that you did find something, and that way you can avoid a whole big mess of trouble.
That's exactly right. Save that receipt.
That's right, you save that receipt, you send it back to the factory or wherever, get it fixed. If that doesn't do the trick, get rid of it. But
Fine, move on.
yeah, do the research, you know, take a little time out of your day. Everybody's got a little spare time. If you got the time to sit here and watch me and Sam talk about something like this, then you got time to do research on a firearm that you don't own yet, but that you would like to own. Take that time, it's very important.
You'll be glad you did.
Yeah. Well, listen, me and the Cat Daddy, we're gonna get off here, and we got some more thinking, drinking to do. You know, we're gonna be thinking about the playoff games tomorrow, the Patriots and the Steelers.
Yeah.
Who's your pick? Who do you think will win?
I think the Patriots will. I wish the Steelers would, but
All right, Atlanta Falcons and Green Bay Packers.
I think Green Bay will take it.
I'm in agreement with you, and I honestly think the role Aaron Rodgers is on, Green Bay's going to win that Vincent Barr
Exactly.
Trophy.
You're exactly right. He is on a roll.
Yeah, my Carolina Panthers didn't even show up to the damn playoffs this year, but neither did my New York Giants. Yes, I like a Yankee team here in Appalachia. I like the Yankee team.
What's wrong with that? Everybody's got their own choice.
Yeah, but gotta love them Panthers. Too bad they suck this year.
My Dolphins made the playoffs, but as far as they got.
Well, listen, we're gonna get off here. I'm a garage guy. This is Cat Daddy. As far as that Canik TP9SF Elite, I hope to have some video upload on it by next weekend, if the weather permits. And remember, the topic of this video, do your research. Be careful, take the extra time. You won't regret it.